Hello friends, let's work out one stoichiometric calculation. The problem is 66 gram of ammonium sulphate is prepared by the reaction of ammonia with sulfuric acid. Calculate the mass of ammonia required. The relative atomic masses of nitrogen, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen are given. Let's work out this problem now. First, the given equation we need to balance. Now, when we balance here, this ammonia will be 2 times. So, if ammonia is multiplied by 2 times, then only the atoms on both the sides, it will be equal. So, now we have balance, that is 2 moles of ammonia plus 1 mole of sulfuric acid gives 1 mole of ammonium sulphate. Now at the beginning, for all the stoichiometric calculations, only 3 steps are involved. The first one is to calculate the mole, the number of mole. The second step is to compare the mole ratio. And the third step is the given question, that is the mass or volume or whatever it is. For this question, we need to calculate the mass. So at first we need to calculate the relative molecular mass for ammonium sulphate. The relative molecular mass, that is the relative atomic masses of all the atoms are added together. Accordingly, here when we add together, that is nitrogen in this formula 2 times in ammonium sulphate. So 2 times 14. Hydrogen total here inside 4 times and outside 2 times, so 2 times 4 8 times hydrogen, therefore 8 times 1. Sulfur 1 time, that is 32. Oxygen 4 times, therefore 4 times 16, that's equal to, if you add all the relative atomic masses together, the result is 132. Now we need to substitute in the formula for a number of moles, that is mass in gram divided by the molar mass. Relative molecular mass is expressed in gram per mole, that is the molar mass. So the molar mass is 132 gram per mole. The mass in gram is given here 66 gram. Now these values we can substitute here. So 66 is divided by 132. If we divide 66 by 132, what is that? This will be 1 times 66, here at the denominator 2 times. So the result will be 1 by 2, or we can say, what's that, 0.5. So the number of moles we have calculated for ammonium sulphate, 66 gram of ammonium sulphate. Now we have calculated the number of moles, 0.5. This 0.5, using that we need to find the mass of the ammonia. So the second step, what we need to do, compare the mole ratio. Which moles we need to compare? The given amount. The given amount in the question is ammonium sulphate. So ammonium sulphate is one of the substance. The another substance, what's that? The final question is the mass of ammonia. So the next substance to be compared is ammonia. The one substance is the given value, the amount given, that is ammonium sulphate. The another substance is the mass of the substance to be found, that is ammonia. Therefore, we are comparing the mole ratio of ammonium sulphate and ammonia. Now, ammonium sulphate, as for the balanced chemical equation, how many moles are there? 1 mole. Because there is no coefficient mentioned before this ammonium sulphate, that means it is 1 mole as per the equation. Ammonia, as per the equation, how many moles are there? 2 moles. So first we need to write it these two as per the chemical equation. Ammonium sulphate 1 mole, ammonia 2 moles. That is, 1 mole of ammonium sulphate requires 2 moles of ammonia. Now, how many moles of ammonium sulphate given in the question? 0.5 mole. That 0.5 mole of ammonium sulphate that we need to substitute, that is 0.5 mole. So this will be X. How to calculate? Cross multiply. We need to cross multiply this in order to get the value of X. So what we can do, what is that? That is X is equal to, if we multiply, what is that? 2 times 0.5. This 2 times 0.5, what will be that? 2 times 0.5, that is 1. 2 times 0.5, that is equal to 1. So now the next, what is that? The final question, that is the mass of ammonia. The mass of ammonia we are calculating, that is using the formula mole times molar mass. Mole, now we have got it, 1 mole. So this 1 mole we need to substitute here. Before that we have calculated the molar mass for this ammonia. That is the relative molecular mass we have calculated. Nitrogen 1 time, that is 14. Hydrogen 3 times are there, so 3 times 1. So if you are adding together, the result is 17. 17 is the relative molecular mass. If we mention 17 gram per mole, that is the molar mass. So we need to substitute here. Mass is equal to mole times molar mass, that is equal to, mole is 1 time and molar mass is 17. So if you are multiplying, the result is, what is that? 17. 17, it, as it's a mass, the unit is gram. So the result is 17 gram of ammonia will be obtained. That is the question. Calculate the mass of ammonia, that is 17 gram of ammonia will be obtained. That is the answer for this. 17 gram of ammonia. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing.